Alright, I didn't upload yesterday because I was still working on effects and I was really tired because I was up till 4 a.m. before I went to sleep that day, but um, I have the effects down and I'm doing a playtest today. I'm not going to explain the rules beforehand, I'm just going to explain them as I go. Um, I did forget one thing, I will have to go get that. There's a resource debt system that is clearly missing. I'll probably go get that. Alright, I'm back, and this is a resource debt system. I got this one from a video I watched, and I think the YouTuber mentioned it had come from a Digimon card game. Uh, the scale on that one went up to 10 though. Mine isn't nearly as high. Let's set this over here so we have plenty of room for our playing field right here. And look at that. Anyways, we've got our mage deck here, starting out with the novice mage, and then we've got our rogue deck, starting out with a pickpocket. Don't mind my chicken scratch. Let's get started. So, with our test pool of cards, we only have 15 in the main deck. We'll draw 3 cards. So, monsters like this Goblin Shaman here, which should not be drawn on the first turn. I mean, monsters should, but I think I need to increase the cost of cards like these because it's got like 6 attack and 4 defense. This is supposed to be a boss type monsters you can see written on there, and it's basically the best monster card in the deck at the moment. Maybe better with leader. But monsters kind of go and attack the hero or other monsters. You cannot attack the hero if there are if there are monsters on your enemy's field. Okay. And how crystals are spent, because well, that's currency. I should mention that they're crystals. Is through the stat system. Plus, so this is 5 plus the stage of your hero. This is stage 1. This is stage 1. There's a total of 5 stages, so you can spend up to 10 crystals. But after the 5th stage, if your 5th stage hero is killed, you lose the game. So you don't want to get your hero killed just for the fun of it to spend more crystals. Because you one slip up and you can't do anything now. So. And I'm also going to make a rule later. These decks are too small for that, I'd say, but if you run out of cards to play, not cards in your deck, but if you don't have any cards in your hand to play and there are no cards in your deck, then you lose the game. So you want to be careful about how you play. And there's got to be cards on your field as well. Basically, if nothing is able to protect your hero, like a meat shield, you're screwed. Got another lich here, and dismantle. I'm glad this isn't the one with the weird sword icon. It says destroy target equipment. You can get equipment from the loot deck here. I'm not going to take a look at that just yet. But this is you get loot by killing monsters. Without the long-winded explanations, let's get into this. So, I need a dice roller as well for some of these abilities. You'll see that with the second stage rogue. I'm going to play a Goblin Shaman and a Lich. That'll take... So, this is the Mage's debt. This is the Rogue's debt. So, since the Mage just spent 5, because this is 2 crystals and this is 3 crystals, it's going to go straight to 5. Now, had I spent 4, it obviously would have gone to 4, 3, whatever. And you may be questioning, how does this go up to 10? Because if it's 5 and 5, well, It starts at 0, but if it started at 1 on either side, there'd only be 9. So, but it's because it starts at 0 that there's 5 available to be spent when the coin or whatever is on whichever side of the scale. Now, we can spend another. Spells get sent to the graveyard, so, or whatever you want to call it. The graveyard is in like almost all TCGs I played. Or, I shouldn't say played, I was seen, because it's just another name for a discard pile. We haven't drawn over here, but oh my god. That's actually one of the best combos I can get. Oh, hold up. Another thing I want to mention and show you. So, normally, I'm very forgetful, but normally you would be able to spend crystals to draw cards. So, I could have spent that extra crystal I have because we're at max, plus the number of hero stages, which is a total of 6 for the mage. We would be able to so we would be able to draw cards and play more cards as well if we had the available resources. I'm going to go ahead and play all 3 of these goblins. Now, I can show you the effects on others, but at the moment, I don't... Oh, wait, no, hold on, okay. Important thing to note. Goblin Shaman, all mages have 2 attack, extra 2 attack, alright? This Lich here is a rare mage. Now, rare just means you get 2 loot cards for killing it. A boss variant of anything will give you 2, and then you can choose to trade one for the other, which I'll explain later, but this guy actually has 5 attack now. And then here with the goblins, this just came to mind because of the goblins. All goblins get +1. Oh, it says rogues. Oh, I'm thinking of this card here. Yeah, so I changed it to rogues because I didn't want to have to define things as their monster type. I wanted to define them as what archetype they might fit into, like, maybe you've got warriors, mages, and rogues, okay? There's gonna be a few more than that. I can't say many more, but with that, there would be there'd be a lot of, like, different types, like goblin rogue, and then you'd also have, this would be an undead mage. I mean, this would be a goblin mage. I wanted to keep it a little more simple and broad. But we'll just say these guys are rogues because their type isn't written on here. They get +1 attack and +1 defense. Now that includes our hero here. And in turn, this Goblin Shaman is also buffing our mage, which now has 6 attack. Which would kill our rogue, but our rogue would kill it even with its base stats because the mage only has 2 defense. Just has 1 extra attack. Their points are split evenly. Okay, now with those played, that brings us down to 2 because we spent 3 crystals. Each of these costs 1. We're gonna spend 2 more, so that'll bring us down to 0. And we're gonna draw some cards. Ooh, I like these. Okay, this is a spell. I stopped writing types after I got to the rogue deck. I just got lazy on that, but hopefully I don't get lazy with the actual cards when I go to make cards on cardstock that have some artwork on them. And then this is a spell, so it's like you gotta cast it, man. You can't just play it. However, Tripwire, this is a trap. And a trigger target is just whichever is targeted and has attack. So let's say this Goblin Shaman were to attack. I need another name for it, but I've got a Summoning Sickness mechanic, if you ever played Magic the Gathering. And that's the reason I need another name for it, because that's the name in there, but you basically just can't attack with things the same turn they're played. And so, but if that Goblin Shaman were to attack, I could stun it. And stun is a keyword. It's like tapping, alright? But nothing, actually, you know what, it would turn sideways, but That just represents it can't do anything for the moment. And that happens for 2 turns in a row. Now, that is just 2 of any player's turn. Okay, with that, I think we're done, unless we want to draw. Let's go ahead and draw another card, taking us down to 1 on our debt. Kunai, I like that. Let's say consumable. Consumables can be spent as many times as you want, as long as you have, you know, first you need the crystal, then you need multiple. I really should be saying they can't be spent as many times as you want, but they can be, like, you can have more than one in play. Okay. Now, we'll draw a card for turn. That is the wrong deck. I drew a magic dagger for reference. That was the loot deck. Respawn. That's pretty good. It's a spell. And what it does is you can bring any monster back for its crystal cost, which is the X in that cost. So you pay the crystal cost, and then you don't have to pay extra for the monster. You just get to play it by casting that card. Let's go ahead and attack. So both these guys can attack. 6 attack. This dude also has 6 attack. I don't know how I want to play this here. We could also use our Lich, but our Lich wouldn't kill anything because everyone over here has more than 5 defense with the buff here. This does stack, +1 attack and +1 defense. It would also get killed by anything over there. And that would give, like I said earlier, defeating monsters gives loot cards, and I think I said that earlier. But that would give the rogue side here one of their loot cards, which I just really can see through the paper, but we're not spoiling anything here. Anyways, we're gonna spend 1, bring this back to 0 on the scale because it was at 1. So we're gonna spend 1 crystal to draw. I did the wrong deck again. This one. Okay, we're gonna draw another card. Magic Bomb. Alright, yeah. That's another trap card. Now, instead of just straight up stunning a target, like the, the tripwire does, you have to roll for this. But it costs less. I should actually change the tripwire to 3 crystals. They only cost to activate, they don't cost to play. And if I ever make a mistake, please feel free to comment on that. But they only cost to activate, so this just got played for free. Another thing is, we could also stun a target. They would still kill something, but that means they can't do anything for 2 turns in a row. I'm going side to side because I'm pacing as I do. This is... Anyways. We're going to go ahead and attack with the Goblin Shaman. We're going to attack one of these goblins, get rid of some of that buff. So we're gonna put our graveyard over here. And then now how this works is they can attack multiple times in a row so long as they have the defense to keep them defended, of course, which now the Goblin Shaman doesn't. Oh god, I just killed the I didn't think about that play, but sorry, wrong place to grab. But now that's 2 attack gone for them. That was not a very smart play, and that's the wrong side. Graveyard should go by the dungeon deck, just makes sense, so you know where your dungeon cards have been. Okay. And, let's see. And see now, with that play, I can't attack with my Lich and kill anything, because these guys still have 4 each, and so, well, this rogue actually has 5 over here. which it can attack. Your heroes can attack. They just can't be attacked with anything defending them, e.g., monsters. Traps do not count. Traps just they take effect after damage is dealt. Anyways, yeah, that was a really stupid move. Okay, well, I guess we can go ahead and attack with our mage. This may not seem like a good idea now, but trust me, it's a great idea. Because now we get extra crystals, and this guy has something called barrier on him. Magic Scholar has barrier. It just means you have to go through that defense, and then you can go through this. So, barrier times 2. I should say times 2 instead of barrier 2, but it's double the defense. So when you have a barrier on, you have to go through 6 damage, then you have to go through another 3. It's honestly too good for this, but I know it works. It works, definitely. Okay. Now we'll spend another one to draw another card. See if we can get anything. That's the wrong pile again. Oh, you know what? Loot cards. That's right. We do get to draw from this one. Magic Dagger. What does this do again? I know I wrote the cards, but I keep forgetting. Okay. +1 hit while in offhand. Cannot block. I really need to change offhand. Just it should be well equipped. So just +1 hit and cannot block. So my mage can't block, meaning if it gets attacked, it can't defend itself. But it gets an extra hit when it does attack. And then for the rogue over here. Oh, okay, yeah. +1 attack isn't too great. And it only costs 3 crystals because of the range keyword. And what that means is it's basically first strike in MTG. You strike before they get to you is kind of the whole idea. You've got that range on them. Now, the counter to this is going to be whatever keyword is going to replace haste. I don't know what that's going to be, but whatever keyword replaces haste is going to counter that, because you get to him fast enough, the range doesn't even matter. Anyways, the crystal we spent to draw a card gets us skeletons. Alright, that's not too bad. I forgot to put a 1 by the cost, but it only costs 1 crystal. I don't know if I've had those cards yet on here. I don't think I have. We've got some fodder to protect us, but I don't think we're going to do that. Oh, you know, speaking of, we killed our mage to kill another goblin. That gets this deck another loot card. It doesn't get the rogue loot card, though, because no monsters on this side were killed. So, Oak Staff. +1 attack. That's really about it for that. And you can have as many equipments as you want attached to a hero. It doesn't really matter. So, now our mage has an extra hit, and it has a total of 6 attacks, so it can deal like 12 damage. But, compared to double strike, hit is, well, it can stack infinitely, first of all. Second of all, there's the first hit where they trade, and then after that, there's another hit where if the card did not die, so let's say this mage didn't die, it probably won't at this stage, but it would get to deal another 6 damage, and it can hit as many times as it's allowed to, which means instead of just 1 attack, it gets +1 hit, so now it has 2 hits total. Okay, and then, okay, we've already got that there. I was gonna look at the debt system over here. I didn't know if I'd moved it or not, but it was on 1, now it's on 2. Okay. And now that goes to the rogue's turn, so let's draw from the right pile. That isn't the right pile. I'm still thinking the wrong side again. Okay, parry. This is a spell So we're gonna put that down. And we're gonna spend 2 to draw some cards so we can set this back to 0. Okay, you know what? These are good. Shadow Soldier and Goblin Samurai. Now, I do specify Samurai on this card is what the Goblin Samurai is. Because I feel like +3 attack to all knights and rogues, making this a rogue wouldn't feel right. And I don't think it's quite a knight either. I think samurais are in their own class, me personally. But it's also because this dude already has 7 attack. Think on that for a moment. So I will be right back. I need to go do something. And I'm back. Okay, I forgot where I was. Let me see the field right now. I think I just spent to draw 2 cards. Where were those cards? Disarm, parry. Oh, you know what? I drew these cards. Okay, yeah. Very, very forgetful. I was gone for like maybe a few minutes. And anyways, so now, and Shadow Soldier is a knight, just for reference, on a rogue. But now this dude also has a +1 attack and +1 defense, so it's a 3 attack, 3 defense. And with this buff, it's actually 6 attack and 3 defense. So by himself, he could take out that lich right there. This little goblin could take out a lich. Think on that. Okay. Speaking of, we're going to have it attack that lich, and we're going to have the Shadow Soldier attack those skeletons there, that group of skeletons that counts for 1 defense and 2 attack. Okay, let's go to the graveyard, wherever I put. That is a good question. I'm pretty sure it's up here, up there. Yeah. Okay. I do a lot of hand motions off screen, and they just never get seen. Like, I held the camera here, and I moved the cards up to the graveyard. Okay, well, that gives us 2 loot cards. Crystal Mine and a Short Sword. Crystal Mines they cost to be played, but then you get 1 crystal every turn. Well, you don't stockpile, but you get an extra crystal to spend every turn. And this is just going to give extra attack. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that costs 2. And then we're going to go ahead and play the Crystal Mine for 3. And then that... Actually, no, I haven't decided. We're going to say this doesn't count the first turn you play it. But we do still have an extra crystal to spend. We're going to do that for card draw because our hero stage is currently 1. Didn't say that on the card. I should probably put that on the card, but it's a stage 1 rogue. So poison arrows, alright. No, we can't play anything. Actually, we can play that. Because remember, traps don't cost to play, they cost to activate. Okay. Now we're going to draw for turn. That's the wrong loot pile again. Well, wrong, not the wrong. It is a loot pile. It's just the wrong deck to draw from. Okay. Respawn. Okay, we can't really do anything with that. Then we're going to spend 5 crystals, which will bring us back down to 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got another lich, a skeleton, magic bomb. We'll just go ahead and place that with the other magic bomb wherever it's at. Magic bomb should not be with the oak staff. We'll just put them down here. The oak staff is up here, just for once. And a mana potion. Okay, yeah. It's consumable, yeah. Okay. Consumables also cost to activate. They're like traps, but they can be activated only on your turn. And another mana potion. See, the funny thing about this is 2 in this deck, but their effects don't stack. So what their effect is, spells cost half this turn, alright? Now, obviously rounding up, they may only cost 1 less crystal, but that's only if your cost is 3, wherever that was. I feel like I forgot. I swear I never paid for these. I'm not going to pay for them now, though. Okay, well, we are going to pay for these, though. I always forget to tap my mana on magic, too. Darren says I make a mental note. Here, I just plain forgot to spend anything. Okay, so that is 3. Bringing us back to 3 on our debt scale. And then, since our mage is at stage 2, we get 2 extra crystals, so we technically have 4 left to spend. We're going to spend 1 to draw a card. I said 1. There we go. Yep. Okay. Respawn. That is not great. Actually, that is perfect. I think we're going to save our respawns for now. Unless... Okay, we have 3 crystals left to spend. We're going to use 2 respawn spells. 1 to respawn some skeletons, and 1 to respawn a lich. That'll be a total of 3 crystals. That ends our turn. 2, 1. Right? Yeah, that's the one I forgot to put the 1 by. Anyways, now we can still attack though. This lich, okay, we gotta get rid of some of these, gotta get rid of some of these. No, that only counts for rogues. Okay, I was looking at the goblin buff. We're going to attack the shadow soldier here. You can pick your targets, by the way. It's not like magic where they choose if they want to block. No, you pick a target and you go for it. Let's see, where was the graveyard? I think it was up here, right? Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to use this lich to get rid of those goblins. Okay. Now these get taken off the field because they've died already. And now we get to draw twice from our loot pile. And if we have anything, did we get any scrolls? No, we got 2 crystal mines in a row. Is crazy. Okay, well we can play those next turn for extra crystals next turn. Okay. See, I don't know if I made the mage hero line powerful enough. I'm starting to rethink what I did for it. Stage 2 is a tank, but like all cards, numbers overwhelm everything. It's not very fun, to be honest. Just swarm everything and then you win the game. We'll see how that works out for us, though, because we lost some of our cards. We're going to go with that Goblin Samurai. Okay, the liches are off the field. I thought I kept the liches on the field. There's our cards over here. We're not thinking about the cards in their hand. We're just thinking about what they have on the field currently, just to make it a somewhat fair game. But with that, we're just going to attack these 2. I don't think... Yeah, no. Okay, so we'll go to the graveyard. I was looking at their attack compared to the Shadow Soldier's defense, because I know they can't kill the Samurai. It's got 7. It's got more defense than has attack, and 7 attack is crazy in itself. So these 2 stay on the field. Now, unlike in Magic, so in Magic you lose toughness after you've taken a hit, right? Makes sense, and then you heal next turn. Same thing here, but you also lose attack. So let's bring the skeleton back over here. Since the skeleton had 1 defense, I can only do 3 more damage to anything. And once you pierce their defense, they kind of just die anyways. So it's like you got no armor on, so you just run away from the battlefield. That's how that works. Skeletons really shouldn't have to worry about that. Anyways, we killed 2 skeletons. That's the wrong deck to be drawing from. We get 2 loot cards. We got a clone scroll, which is pretty good. Another crystal mine. Okay. We're going to spend... Wait, we've already spent one this turn. Well. Oh, because I forgot to put this back on 5. Okay, yeah, I forgot to put this back on 5 on the scale because we spent 1 for the skeleton, and then the other 2 we had available because of our stage 2 hero to get that lich. Okay. Give me a moment to think. I think we're going to play this crystal mine. We get 1 extra crystal. That'll bring us down 3. You always go into your debt first. That's how I'm playing this right now. Clone 1 effect. This is a spell. Well, I think I'm going to put scrolls in their own category. I could just put them in spells, though, make it easier. So, what's in our hand currently? Disarm and parry. These are both spells, okay. I think we're gonna spend like 3, so that'll bring us down to 1 on our debt scale to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I thought I wrote party on that one. Party would be crazy, man. Okay, I think I'm gonna start making consumable spells. So, we haven't used this kunai yet, I don't think. That's just gonna be a bunch of cards in our hand we can't use. See, even if we don't have cards in our deck, we at least need cards in our hand or on the field. And on the field, it only counts for monsters. So, like, if you have no monsters on your field, no cards in your hand, and no cards in your deck, you're done. It doesn't even matter if your heroes have been killed or not. You're just done. Okay, and then I'm gonna spend 2 more because I have 2 cards left in my deck. That'll be a disarm and a shadow soldier. We're gonna play that shadow soldier. Now, with this, how much attack does this mage have? 5. Okay. I think we're gonna pass for now. No, okay, so we killed skeletons with the shadow soldier. 1 skeleton with this, 1 skeleton with that. Okay. I'm thinking about how I should distribute damage, because one of them is going to have to tank the blow. Well, actually, they're all going to have to tank blows. I'm going to pass for now. Well, let's keep it at that. Here's our hand. It's actually pretty large. Here's our graveyard. And that's about it. Okay. Since we passed, oh god, wow, really don't have much left in here either. Okay, dismantle. Oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, never mind. I was gonna take a look at something. Okay, anyways, dismantle. We're gonna go ahead and destroy that short sword because, oh wait, no. I was either going to destroy the short sword, which gives... Where it is. That's not the short sword. I've done a few playtests already. I'm thinking of something else. We're going to destroy that bow then. That'll bring us down 4 crystals. So that'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, or was it dismantle? This goes to the graveyard, wherever our graveyard is now. It's up there. Okay. And obviously destroy the bow. We're gonna put that just above where that pile would go, just to keep it organized. It looks messy right now, but at least I know where everything's at, so I don't have to go back and look for loot cards in the graveyard where most of the cards are dungeon cards. This is one of the few cases where any loot cards will go into the graveyard. Okay. Oh, I already have one up here. Okay, well, we'll just put that back into our hand wherever that's at. I think this was our hand, wasn't it? Crystal mine, crystal. Oh yeah. Okay. we played 2 crystal mines. Or I think we had some respawns available. We had a respawn available. Okay, we're gonna spend a crystal to draw, because I'm pretty sure that's our goblin shaman. Wait, no, our goblin shaman's already been played. Okay, skeletons. That's okay. Now, respawn. I don't think I have any crystal mines here. Yeah, because there's only 2 in each deck so far. Respawn. I think I'm gonna respawn that goblin shaman, because it was like, what, 3 crystals? So, this will go into the graveyard. And then we'll go through and find that goblin shaman. Here we go. Let's bring us down 3 crystals. And then, just to have bodies on the field, I'm going to respawn 2 skeletons. Wait, nope, I can't do that. I don't have any respawns total. Never mind. I was still thinking of the old rules where, like... Because originally I had spells work as traps. I don't know if I was doing that this game at the start or not, but I had spells work as traps, where they would stay on the field until activated. Now, I'm not going to do that, though. Okay. And then, not much else we can do. We haven't used any traps yet. I think it would be interesting to use some of those, don't you? Yeah, especially with these magic bombs here. Like, we could have gotten a 1 or a 2 on 1 of 2 dice rolls and stunned one of these guys so they couldn't attack next turn. The rogue got. Okay. I know this is taking a while. I'm very slow when I've got to, like, think about what I'm recording and also think about, like, what I've got on the field. And I waste more time talking like this, don't I? Okay, well, Goblin Shaman. Since the skeleton is a mage, I really should have, like, done Skeleton Wizard or something, but it is mage. It gets +2 attack, so that's 4 attack. We're gonna go ahead and kill one of these shadow soldiers here. That'll get rid of our skeleton. This shadow soldier would die. Right there. And then we'll get a loot card. Sweet. Have something to spend our crystals on for once. Blast. Oh my god, that is very useful. Okay. We're gonna put that down, and I don't think I can really do anything. I can do something with that, though. Okay, we're gonna use the blast scroll to damage these 2. Right here. God, this is gonna come down to just a clash of heroes going back and forth. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of this Goblin Samurai first, okay? And, I mean, this Shadow Soldier can already kill this Shaman, I think. Yeah, because it's got attack 4, and this dude has defense 4. So, where is my Magic Scholar? There it is. Okay, so this dude gets +2 attacks, so 7 attack total. But if we both gang... Actually, we should both gang up on the Goblin Samurai. Let's gang up on the Goblin Samurai. The Goblin Shaman does die, though. The Magic Scholar lives. I'm just going to put a barrier. So, yeah, just scratch that 2 right there. It basically is going to double the health of anything it has. So, there we go. I'll give us another loot card, but also gives a rogue loot card. Chainmail, that's pretty good. Okay, well, we'll put that in our hand for now. What did we get? A flame scroll, deal 2 damage to target. I will should do blast is like 1 damage. Okay, now, oh, almost lost my balance there, basing around here, back and forth in place. Okay, on a potion. These consumables, like, never got used. I think they're kind of redundant. They just kind of looked cool and sounded cool at the moment, so I used them. Oh, we never used our clone scroll. We could have cloned an effect. Okay, well, chainmail. I'm gonna cast that for 3 crystals. Bring us down to 1 deck, so it was originally at 4. Um, we still have a Shadow Soldier left. We're gonna gang up on this mage here. And since this has barrier 2, and we scrapped that, it's just gonna double health. This dude actually has 6 defense instead of a total of 9, because barrier 2 originally would have gone, this is an extra 6, added on to the base 3. Is what that would have been. I'm just gonna double the health. Because 9 defense is as much as that Goblin Samurai had, and I'm thinking to make that Goblin Samurai cost like 6-7 crystals. No, I didn't say that just because it's a trend going around, but like, I think that's actually a fair price for it. Okay, so with that, the suit has 4 attack, defense 3 though, and the suit has like 5 attack, so he's gonna die. Let's see, okay, we got a split. So, oh yeah, this is right, loot pile. I forgot to mention we're drawing from the loot pile because I killed another monster. I haven't been following rules this entire time. I've only been drawing 1 loot card per monster. That's alright though. We'll just maybe visit everything at the end. This video is already 40 minutes long. Okay, but with that, we killed another monster over here. Yeah. Wait, no, the rogue doesn't. Easton is just like a damage scroll. It's funny because if I got a flash scroll, and I'm pretty sure Easton means flash. Initiative. Oh, initiative. We can roll, and on a 1 or 2, we get to attack stuff. So attacks. Oh my god, I sound like an idiot. On a 1 or a 2, you basically have first strike. Is what it would be if we were playing Magic. You attack first before they even get to deal damage. And you see these scrolls right here? I'm gonna gang up on that. Hold on. How much did I spend last turn? I'm out of cards anyways. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna put this clone scroll back on the field, just because like it's gonna act like I'm just gonna have scrolls be until they're removed. We're gonna activate this flame scroll and this blast scroll. So that's going to cost us 5 total. 1, 2, 3. I skipped over 1, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move it up to here, and we have a stage 3 hero, so we get an extra 3, so we've got 4 left to spend. That's gonna deal 4 total damage to our pickpocket here. How have we not killed the pickpocket yet? Tell me how that works. Here's the thief ability I wanted to show you, by the way. This just completely dumps the entire game. It flips it on its side. But I steal that many crystals, and that steals from the debt system. So let's say it was at 0, and I rolled a 6 because I plan to go on a d6 system. It just goes straight to 5. It doesn't go any further than that, just straight to 5. But if I were on a run and rolled a 6, it would still go to 5 because that's a difference of 6. If it was at 4, I would go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would go 2 and 2. Okay, yeah. But you get the point, right? That's kind of how this works. And I completely forgot where I had this. No, seriously, where was it? I think it was here on this 4. Okay. No. It was on this 4, but we spent, what, 5 crystals? So we go straight down to 1. I think that's where it was. That was so stupid to me. I shouldn't have done that. Then we're going to attack with our Arcanist. We're going to directly attack the thief. So no more stealing crystals for you. But this dude has Bloodlust. +1 attack permanently for everything he kills. That's gonna decide the match right there. I really should have gone through and duplicated cards more. Anyways, and then while we're here, I'm going to trigger that tripwire wherever it is for 2 crystals. I'll go further into here because this is the rogue's adept. And that's going to stun the mage, so it can't. He basically just passes its next turn, and it cannot defend or attack. So now that we passed the rogue's turn, though, because last I checked, we didn't have anything that. Yep, nope, nothing to damage. Nothing to damage with. Okay, going to kill the Arcanist, and then I don't think we have a dagger on us. No. Okay, I'll have to test this afterwards, but I think I'm gonna make a rule where you just like you draw a card from your loot pile for everything you kill. And you know, it's be like players dropping loot in a game. I mean, you kill the elementalist here and you get loot from it. It's like Fortnite, but not with guns for once. Sorry about covering the camera there. Yeah. Where was it? No, it was over here. Elementalist. It's a beefy boy right there. Especially on mages. But if you really like, I'd say that's tanky. It kind of is for a mage because I plan to have them bigger glass cans on the rogues here. But yeah, we're gonna go mage's turn and go here. But you really gotta see the tier 5 mage. It is crazy. Okay. So now we're going to attack again. This is the last turn. It'll be stunned for. Actually, it's unstunned this turn. Takes us down to tier 4. Tier 5. There we go. Okay, Celestial. Look at this. Discard a card. +1 hit. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And it's got 9 defense. Isn't that crazy? Almost more than double the last defense, and it has 11 attack. The assassin here has Bloodlust, like the rogue did, and Life Sap. Life Sap, you get +1 defense for everything you kill. And it also has 6 defense and 7 attack. So I didn't want to feel like there was a real pattern going on. Don't mind the red mark there. Let's see. So after this turn, the mage will be unstunned. Wait a minute. Or we go down to tier 4. I don't get it. No, because you'd say tier 3. Okay, well, now the mage is unstunned though, and it's going to automatically kill that anyways. I just completely went to Cloaked Blade instead of, which is tier 5 rogue, instead of going from assassin back to rogue. But we would go down to tier 4 anyways with that. So, give me a second. We're almost Cloaked Blade. I'm going to set it right here, actually. And then the assassin is going to attack because there's not much else to do. Actually, hold up. I just forgot something. I don't know who ran out of cards first, but that was a win condition. We're gonna say it's a draw. Yeah, wow, my own personal rules, and I can't even remember how the game is played. I hope this wasn't too slow for you guys, and I hope this didn't drag out too long. This is like 50 minutes. Thanks for watching, though. My God, I don't know what to say about myself anymore. But we're gonna go and say the mages won because I feel like they had disadvantage in the start. They picked it up pretty quick though. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. See y'all next time I have something to share. Probably gonna be when I start making art. I won't be making too much though. I can go to digital art if I can figure it out. Well, it's not drug us out anymore. See y'all.